men, you are equivalent to your wallet.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
So basically, what we don't understand is that we are constantly devaluing men without even knowing it, right? And basically the conversations that are coming up now is men are realizing, I'm more than my wallet. My granddaddy has always been more than his wallet, but it wasn't manly to say, this is what I do, and I do this, and I do that. You just do it because that's what a man does.
What's up, everybody? Fleek here. Today we're going to have an awesome episode. Got some incredible people here doing incredible things in the community. And there's an event coming up that we're going to talk about. I'm going to push the camera over to the side so they can introduce themselves. And then we're going to get into why they're here today. Let's start with my left side here. Mr. I don't even know what to call you, Erik or Crondo, because I know you from hip hop. You can introduce yourself.
Erik Crondo. Some people call me Erik, some people call me E, some people call me Crondo, depending on how I know you, but mentor our Black Fathers Committee, co-owner of Central Station Studios, and doing heavy things in the community for the Miller Nation.
Dope. We're going to swing into the brother on this side, and we're going to come back to you. So my brother right here.
DJ FreshMaker. Been DJing in the Valley for quite a bit of time, associated with multiple 501c3s like Base, Archwood Exchange, and Acres, of course. DJ one of the best brunches in the nation, Sugar Jam, and very proud to represent tons of Black-owned businesses online as far as their content and marketing.
Awesome. Beautiful. And lady in the middle.
It's your girl, Phree Tha Truth, a.k.a. Auntie Free in the community, the conversation, intentional ruckus starter.
Okay. Just out here starting problems.
Just a little bit.
Okay. So there's an event coming up. And what's the name of this event that's about to take place?
Dear Black Men, why am I single? That's the name of the event.
And Dear Black Men, why am I single? Can you give us an idea of what to expect at this event and the purpose?
Good, healthy dialogue and conversation. I'm hoping that we can build and learn from each other and get some better understanding. I'm trying to get the Black man and Black women to get along again.
Okay. So the conversation is based on maybe some of the division in our community. Is it addressing issues like, are we going to be solving some problems at this event?
I hope we can encourage people to take some accountability for themselves. That's what I hope for overall, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about you. I cannot negate the fact of your experiences, and some of them may have been negative. However, how they always tell us, what is the common denominator? You. So we got to start taking responsibility and accountability for our choices. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me get into my first question then. Do you guys feel like there is division? Like it's a real thing? Because, some things feel like they're programmed maybe against us and it's not really real. We're just kind of giving in to what's being said. I mean, some things are real things maybe historically in the community that we just haven't figured out. So what are we'll start with you, E. What are your thoughts on the division, if there is division in our community and Black men?
I think there's division generationally. If you go back hundreds of years and in the past, the division that they tried to cause, it worked lightweight to a certain degree. And then if you go like further on, you have the government programs and all that stuff. It creates division. The I don't need a man ideology that a lot of women and black women, you know, in general thing. And so there's some division, but I think at the end of the day, like problems, any problem can be solved. So yeah, I think there is some division though. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And Fresh,
Yeah, I think there's division, both division and programming. I think there's division personally, and then there's definitely programming through our algorithms, even down to just talking at the cookout. You know, I think that there's programming that gets passed down through those particular interactions. Even Erykah Badu said that the song Tyrone was not even made about a real person. It was made about overhearing conversations that she heard her aunties having at the cookouts. You know, so and that in turn, a classic song, you know, programs, you know, whether people allow it to or not, programs, you know, generations into thinking that this mythical person, you know, is real. You can take advantage of him or allow him to take advantage of you, but at the end of the day, he's no good. But this person does exist, and probably in large number, you know. And that all came from just programming from one person overhearing, you know, their aunties at the cookout. You know,
I hear a lot. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. So, I'm not single, so I don't have a real
disclaimer.
I just gotta like, what it is. So but I see the homies and my friends going through it in the dating life and their experiences. I'm like, dang,
I feel good that you ain't in it.
Crazy. Yeah, I feel good. I feel good.
I feel good. I feel good. I ain't in it too.
Hey, congratulations, bro. Forget y'all.
Lucky you.
Okay.
Lucky you.
Yeah, so just to put that out, we got two brothers that are locked down, and y'all are single.
We're not
So
games out here.
It's Hunger Games.
Well, let's get into that. So, what is the dating culture like now in the black community, right? Because it's black men and black women. So what's dating like now?
I think they described it pretty good in Hunger Games. It's like you know, it's a survival thing. It's more like I kind of got to make sure you don't get over on me. So if it's a possibility that you're gonna get over on me, I gotta hurry up and get over on you, or I just gotta ghost you, that kind of thing. Basically, there's a lack of trust and a broken social contract. So and even if you didn't before, if you didn't have trust in a person because you didn't know them, you had trust in a social contract. And so since that contract is, you know, almost completely evaporated, you know, you just basically got folks fending for themselves and not really believing in a system that could safeguard them. So we're just trying to basically rebuild, you know, that social contract. But yeah, that either evaporating that contract or not even being conditioned to know that it's there has turned the market on its head.
Yeah, 100%. Phree, how do you feel about the dating climate? What's it like out here?
Often I just feel like, why bother? Just because I'm at peace. Like, I enjoy my own company, so it's just like I'm not pressed to be in a relationship. However, it's still something that I do desire. But it's like, if you're not matching my peace, it's like, why do I need to go down this road with you? Why do we need to go through the exchange of energy and time and anything else? Like, I'm good. I gotta be heavily persuaded to step outside of that. Gotta be heavily persuaded.
Yeah. E, what are you witnessing out here? What are you seeing them going through from your perspective? Like, what are you seeing going on?
There's pee in the dating pool. The game is fixed. You got to, like, you know, it's a whole lot of shit and a whole people giving shit and putting, you know, going through shit. So if you're, you know, out there like that, it's also a numbers game. You know what I mean? So, and that's what a lot of people thinking nowadays. From my, you know, for what I see online and for what I see, you know, talking to my bros and stuff, like, the women, the roles are kind of getting reversed in certain aspects of things.
Yeah.
The girls are more masculine and you know what I mean. They'll mess with you and send you on your way.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it was the opposite, man. And you know, the roles are kind of getting reversed in some instances, and that might be what bro said too, but like programming.
Yeah, programming. I think that's a key observation there, because I personally believe like people have different skills. So like your forte as a woman might be making money. You might know how to get bread and get your money. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you are the leader of the family. That's the role that you're going to play.
Right.
However, if the dishes have to get done, someone has to clean, maybe the male in that family will do the role for balance. What I see is a distortion of that, though. I see someone taking this thought and adding it to like their groupthink philosophy, and then like pushing that out for some dopamine hits, for some like, any ninja that I mess with is gonna do such and such for me, and I'm gonna stand on that, and then everyone, come on, turn up,
Cheerleaders.
Right. And so I feel like we're fighting ourselves, and we're fighting this other distortion, and even in the men. The type of men that I see a lot are either like kind of, not a lot, that's a generalization. Some of the men I see that these kind of masculine women are associating with are either like really effeminate men, or they're super thuggy men, like super gangster, right? There's not too many like brothers that are in between that anymore, that are getting some shine, some love in between. It's super, super gangstered out, you know what I mean? Or like twerking online is what we're seeing, like brothers full on twerking.
And you have to ask yourself, but you have to
my granddad.
you have to ask yourself, the men in between, what is it that they have that seems to repel? And I mean, over, just observation, you can see that the men in the middle normally have a code, and they have to live by that code. They have a system. And so if someone is to be with them, they would have to get on that system and abide by that code. Right. But if you have somebody that you can run over, or you can control their purse strings, you can decide what the code and the system is. And basically, we're witnessing a lot of, I have the ability with these finances to not abide by a system and code and live how I want to live. I tell people a lot of times, women are some of the most powerful forces in the world. They are complete flames, but left unattended, they will burn everything down. But with a proper counterpart, like a stove, something that is within frame, they can do anything in the household and take care of everyone. So being within a system and abiding by a code is needed. But if you want to live wild and free, you find a place where you don't have to abide by that.
Yeah. Free. I don't know if you agree with that. I mean, the way you kind of
No, because it's society-wise, we tell people that you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You know what I mean? He who with the most makes the rules, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so where do we draw the line on when that do and don't apply? Not to say that how women are utilizing it is correct, but I'm just saying, like, in any other instance, it's you got to pay the cost to be the boss. So in theory, if I'm making more money than you, I should be the boss.
Interesting.
Just devil's advocate.
In theory, as far as the way the world thinks now, well, and that's a part of that distortion, that programming, because we take, money, and really what we really should be doing when we look at that actual sentence or conversation, that basically says, men, you are equivalent to your wallet.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
So basically, what we don't understand is that we are constantly devaluing men without even knowing it, right? And it's basically the conversations that are coming up now is men are realizing, I'm more than my wallet. My granddaddy has always been more than his wallet, but it wasn't manly to say, this is what I do, and I do this, and I do that. You just do it because that's what a man does, right? But now maybe because folks, are were absent during that lesson or that wasn't passed down, they didn't understand that there are so many more things that go into taking care of a home as a man, or a family as a man, or a community as a man. It's not just money, because if it was only money, then it'd be seriously corrupted.
Right. 100% understand that. We're out here trying to figure it out, and I think a lot of us are figuring out the trauma that we went through and how not to bring that into our new situations, our new relationships, not just romantic relationships, friendships, all the ships. Just trying to maneuver that and find peace in those things. But we also ride the line of acknowledging red flag. Something's like, I gotta break the deal on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you guys feel about red flags? What are some of your red flags if you feel like sharing them? And what are your thoughts on how people should engage with maybe a red flag? Is there something that maybe shouldn't be a deal breaker that's more tolerable, or is it just a preference? We can start with it.
I don't think we can tell anybody what their should or shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, because how you operate and how I operate can be two totally different things. You might find somebody who's okay with how you go about life, and that's that. However,
let me push back a little bit. Like, what if someone is gassy? Are you tolerating gas?
What do you mean gassy? Like
Literal
gas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where's the toleration level at?
I can't tell you what your toleration level is, because what it is for me is different. You know what I mean? Like,
what is your toleration level?
That might be something like, like, baby, you're supposed to step into the next room when you do that. You know what I mean? That, you're supposed to, separate yourself. You know what I mean?
But are you so as grace, you're giving grace, and then okay,
So as a man, instantly problem solving comes into mind, right? Okay, so it's not the Band-Aid, it's the root. So, okay, if you gassy, obviously as a guy, sometimes we think y'all don't even fart. So, and we, once we find out that you do, it's like, great. Okay. So now if it's excessive, it's like, okay, let's find out what it is that we eating together.
Right. Right.
That's causing this.
Okay.
And
right.
I mean, if you need to get that out in order for you to be, to gain some years on your life, then, I may just have to, open up windows all the time. If I'm really down with you like that, I don't think I would, if somebody, put it like this, if somebody's willing, that's all you need. If they willing to work, fine. You know what I'm saying?
The deal breaker.
That's it.
Everybody.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at is, are we creating an imaginary goalpost and then moving that goalpost?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Feel free to chime in, brother. How do you feel about red flags? How have you addressed red flags in the past?
In the past, I would just leave, like straight up. Like I would just leave, or
is it like a strike one?
Yeah, or detach and don't tell her.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Emotionally ghosting.
Yeah, emotionally ghosting.
Ghosting.
I'd keep you around. You know what I'm saying? Until
it don't make sense.
Until it don't make sense, or something better comes along, and that's a flaw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the past, that's what I used to do. Now, I think I like to talk about it. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, that can't happen. Like, I'm not gonna deal with that, and you move on from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, communication is a red flag, or lack of communication.
Also, I can't deal with a man who ain't got no ambition about him. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to have some type of fire underneath you. You know what I mean? Like, what you passionate about?
So he hopping the flow at McDonald's.
What you passionate
but it's
about?
Shining. It's shining. Ain't nobody slipped. You know what I'm saying? All the little corners where it meets, that's clean. And you just like, look at my baby go. You with that?
A little bit more than that.
Well, he got ambition.
Just a little bit more than that, as far as, I mean, like, okay, is shining this McDonald's floor adding to your family legacy?
Why not?
Is it?
He on Fox 10 for the shiniest McDonald's that there ever was. But I get what you're saying.
He got a job.
He can't.
You got
He holding down the job.
That's cool. A job is nice, but what is going on in you that you like? This is why I'm at it every day. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to have some ambition about you.
So let's look at that, right? I think that gets said a lot, and we don't get an opportunity to really dissect why they want that ambition and not just somebody doing a mindless task over and over. Because if it's a mindless task that you do over and over, but you do it well, right? Yeah. It's almost like you're a really good machine if you don't want to go elsewhere, right? If she wants to follow you, she can't follow you if you are content with doing the same thing over and over and over, unless you can, paint that picture for her. This is what I, get a lot of times. They don't want to just be sitting still, They women, ladies, they want to know that we going somewhere, right? And I think that creates a conundrum sometimes, because a lot of times, fellas, for us, the relationship is the goal, right? Outside of that, obviously what we do to maintain it, we do it to maintain it, right? We don't necessarily see like, well, from here, I want to be president, It's like, I'm where I want to be. This is what it is. And let's move on and have some kids. And sometimes that picture needs to be painted a little prettier,
realistic.
Yeah.
With the expectation. So what you didn't know, plot twist, the mopper is pulling in $100K. he owned it. He owned the place.
Or he owned it.
That's one of his many days. You know what I mean? Franchisee, baby. Franchisee.
That's awesome.
Yes. No, but so seriously, you guys are doing this event for the culture. What do you want people to come there and get out of the event? What are your expectations? If I'm going online to buy my ticket right now, like, what can I expect coming to this?
Well, I'm hoping that we are bringing the black man and the black woman at least just one step closer together. You know what I mean? If I can encourage a woman to like change her outlook, you know what I mean, who can take like an honest assessment of herself and be like, you know what, well, maybe I do need to work on this. Or maybe I am a little too shallow in this area. Or maybe my expectations is a little unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like just a little assertion about yourself and just be like, okay, all right, maybe there is something that I need to work on. If I get that from anybody, I feel like mission accomplished. You know what I mean?
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last part is key, because I think there's a lot of delusion going on.
Yeah.
As far as what women expect and their expectations and what they actually can or can't bring to the table.
This ain't what your grandma got. You know what I mean? It's a totally different time, a totally different era. And you know what I mean? Like you said, if you got somebody who's willing, that's everything.
Yeah.
That's everything right there.
I see memes and people's discussions and stuff. They'd be like, well, the granddad did this and the granddad did that, but the granddad he only paid $15,000 or $30,000 for his house.
Right.
And it's a different world. You know what I mean? If you're not taking up like that, you literally kind of have to have a partner, somebody helping you out.
Yeah.
Unless you're a super breadwinner like that. So a lot of time, like you say, like things change, the culture change, the economy is different now. So just because you may make more money than me, does that mean I'm not the alpha? Does that mean that I'm not the leader of the household because you make more money than me? Is it provide and protect, or is it just provide? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that go into what people think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. What are you hoping people come and get out of this event?
Like Phree said, closer together, a break of the programming, or at least, a chink in that armor. I think a lot of times that programming serves as a protection. Basically, if I can default to say maybe there aren't enough black men, or that they all do this as fathers, things of that. If something bad happens in the dating market to said person, they can lean on these things as a protection. So we're hoping to break that programming, not to lean on it, and to recognize that regardless of this arguing and bickering that goes on, you have to understand that because that's going on, that means you actually do want to get together, right? You actually care. When you need to really worry is when people just say, I'm gonna let you do what you do. You know?
So I would like to thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. I would like you guys to each say where people can find you, promote your businesses, what you got going on, let people know about your services and what you do. And then Phree, if you can take them out about where the event's going to be at and how they can get their ticket. All right, we'll start with you brother here.
Crondo-matic on Instagram, Erik Crondo on Facebook, obfc.az Instagram, and obfconline.com, mentoring fathers, mentoring the youth, changing the narrative for sure.
Dope. Brother here.
At the DJ FreshMaker on all social platforms. Follow obviously Strong Wool and Sugar Jam, and follow Circulate the Bag, where we basically focus on making black folks be familiar, getting familiar, and buying black on purpose.
Okay, but you said Circulate the Bag?
Circulate the Bag.
Oh man, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, it came through to our spot. Circulated the bag.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Phree.
Is Dear Black Men, Why Am I Single? October 29th, 6 p.m. sharp, people. Starting on time. Come out. You can find me everywhere on Instagram, Facebook. The event is on Facebook. There's a link to buy tickets there. If you're not on Facebook, just slide up in my DM. I can send you the link, but, find me everywhere. Phree Tha Truth, PHREETHA Truth. You know where to find me.
Dope. The last some applause. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Thanks.
Peace.
Yeah, that was cool.